I think my favorite part of watching a show like The Last of Us is because since it's a video game adaptation, there's more to it than just if I was watching a show that's independent, right? I think this might be the same for every adaptation, even not even just video game adaptations, but like book adaptations as well. Because when you know the source material, it allows you to go into a show with not only certain expectations, but also certain, you know, what's coming. Um, and so, because I'm watching this with my wife, she knows that I've played the games, and she has seen bits and pieces of the games over the years, but she's never actually played the games, right? And so she has no clue what's coming in season two of The Last of Us on HBO. So we just got finished watching the first episode, and I gotta say, the lead up to things that are coming is quite well done. Um, we meet characters who, if you've played the video games, you're going to be familiar with the cast of characters who we see introduced for this in this first episode of season two. And there are some scene for scene shots, like the dance scene was very well done at the towards the end of the episode when they're at the dance. It's a little bit tiny, little bit different, but overall it's there. I think my favorite part of watching what's going to be happening with The Last of Us 2 The Last of Us season 2 is watching Neil be able to expand upon the stories that were told in the first season of the show and expand upon things that they couldn't necessarily delve into that deep with the video game because it's a game and you do have to keep things a little bit more linear. And there are stories that you just can't tell because there's not enough space. And given that they've already been given another season of the show by HBO and potentially more beyond that, we don't know. But the fact that we're already getting to season three means that we have a full season's worth of time to explore deeper stories than just what was shown in the video game The Last of Us 2. So I'm really excited for where we're going to go in this season of the show. Again, I think for me personally as a fan, I'm happy to see this expand. I'm happy to see the storyline expand. I was a big fan of the second game, mostly because I came at it from the perspective of a storyteller. So I went into it knowing full well that, Joel has his reasons for doing things, Abby has her reasons for doing things, Ellie has her reasons for doing things. Everybody's, Dina's got her reason for doing things, and it's going to be a complex run, and I just can't wait to see um, where where things are going to go from here. So as far as the first episode goes, I would say they did a really good job of introducing us to the new cast members without. I would really, there's no spoilers whatsoever, which is good for people like my wife who have not seen the show, who have not seen who have not played the game, I should say. Now she watched the first season with me. She was a little vague on something, so we had to take a couple of minutes to do like a recap before we started watching. But um, I do think that we get a very good sense of where this season is going without spoiling anything because the introduction is, oh, we're going to go back in time to right after the events at the hospital with the fireflies, and then we flash forward 5 years later and we see the complexities that have evolved between these two characters, and that sets the stage for what's about to come for the rest of the season. And then also sort of, bookending this first episode was the Firefly crew at the very beginning of the episode and also at the very end of the episode, which from a storytelling perspective is it's a it's foreshadowing what's to come and really setting us up for, okay, this is going to be, these people play a very important role in what's to come. I'm very curious to see how quickly they get to the what. The thing that is gonna, we've been debating this in the live streams. I don't want to spoil it for everybody who hasn't played the games yet, who hasn't played the second game yet. But I don't know if they're gonna have that be something that happens early on in the season, or if that's going to be something that happens at the end of this season to bridge the gap and kind of keep everybody, waiting with bated breath for season three. Um, but yeah, I can't wait to see where this goes. I do like, we've already established, that she's immune, and that's, you know, no one knows other than Joel and his brother, right? And when she gets bit in this episode, she's very quick to hide that fact, um, and that's something that does come to light in the game a little bit later. So I mean, overall, like I said, I think that this episode, for me personally, I just think we're setting it up. We're setting it up in the right way. The scenery is absolutely amazing. The music, of course, is there. We've got the tension building up, especially the tension between these two, because he's, the father figure, but yet he's not the father, and she's the daughter, but not the daughter. But they still have the angsty, I'm a 19, 20-year-old kid. Stop trying to treat me like a baby. And he's trying to give her space, but at the same time, quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. There's the overall guilt of what he did at the end of the first season and at the end of the first game. That's something that's weighing very heavily on him. I love the fact that they have him in therapy in this first episode. So we're actually seeing him try to deal with this trauma with this lady who's also dealing with her own trauma because of what he did in season one to her husband. So there's some really complex stuff going on in this town, man. So I'm quite enjoying it. So I think for my money's worth, a really good first episode into The Last of Us season two. We have I think it's 8 episodes that we're getting. I'm gonna check this up really quick. Because if we're getting eight episodes, I just want to make sure it's not six. Pretty sure it's gonna be 8. Yes, we're getting 8 episodes. Yes. Actually, it doesn't actually say here. Let's see. Part two is expected to span multiple seasons. So this is episode. Yeah. One, two. We're getting 7 episodes. Sorry, in season two. So not quite 8. We're getting 7. Um, yeah, and they do have, we do have some original elements. Like, I like the idea of what we saw in the sewer pipes, some stuff coming out of the sewer pipes. We saw some tentacles, some tendrils coming out, and even Chris is like, "Hey, remember that from the first season?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do remember that," and that's something that they're expanding upon here in the show more than they did in the games. Um, so, yeah, I can't wait. It's gonna be good, guys. Follow along. I'll be doing more. I do have a movie review channel where I've been sort of putting things that I review and watch that are more related to just overall general movies and stuff with my wife. There's a link to that down below, but all of the game related stuff at sci-fi and fantasy we do here on this channel, we're mixing it in, mixing it up, and putting things in different places. So make sure to check out the links if you want to see more stuff from me beyond just games and adaptations of games in film. You want to see stuff like us watching the Old Man with Jeff Bridges, or things like the Bob Dylan biopic with Timothy Chalamet, or just movies in general and TV shows in general. I do have a separate channel. Links are down below, and that's where I watch a lot of stuff with my wife. We separated that out at the beginning of 2025 to start doing more reviews and stuff over there that doesn't always necessarily have to deal with all my science fiction, fantasy, and game stuff here on this channel. So make sure to check that out as well, and stick around because I'll be doing more of The Last of Us Season 2. We've also got coming out of the pipeline, and/or Season 2 is kicking off really, really soon, and I'll probably do a recap of Season 1 here pretty quick, so stick around for that. I'll see everybody in the next one. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Daily streams at 5 a.m. on YouTube and Twitch. Catch you guys next time. Don't get bit.